I stood at the altar watching guests smile at me, but something inside me felt off. My name is Ethan Cole, and this day was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. You look like you're about to pass out, Liam whispered beside me. I forced a smile. I'm fine. Just a lot going on. He leaned closer. Cold feet. No, I said quickly. Not that, but I wasn't sure what it was. The music played softly. People filled every seat. My parents sat in the front row, smiling like everything was perfect. Olivia's side looked just as proud. Everything was exactly how we planned it. Except her. She's late, I muttered. Liam checked his watch. 5 minutes, relax. Olivia is never late, I said. Not for something like this. He shrugged. Maybe she wants a dramatic entrance. I let out a quiet laugh. Yeah, maybe. But my chest felt tight. I kept thinking about last night. You're quiet, I had told her on the phone. I'm just tired, Olivia replied. Big day tomorrow, I said, trying to sound excited. Yeah, she answered, but her voice felt distant. Now, standing here, that same distance echoed in my head. You're thinking too much, Liam said, nudging me. She loves you. I nodded. I know. But the words didn't feel as strong as they used to. The music suddenly shifted. Everyone turned. She's here, someone whispered. I looked up. Olivia stepped into the hall dressed in white, looking exactly how I had imagined. Beautiful. Perfect. But something was wrong. Her eyes didn't meet mine right away. Instead, she looked ahead, like I wasn't even there. Behind her, Sophie Reed walked closely, almost too close. I frowned. Why is Sophie here? I asked quietly. Liam glanced over. Isn't she her assistant? Yeah, but this close? Sophie leaned toward Olivia, whispering something in her ear. Olivia nodded slightly. What are they talking about? I said under my breath. Probably last-minute details, Liam replied. Relax. I exhaled slowly. Right, details. Olivia finally looked at me. I smiled. She didn't. It wasn't obvious. Anyone else might have missed it, but I didn't. Her smile felt delayed, like she had to remember to do it. Hey, I whispered as she reached me. Hey, she replied softly. You look amazing, I said. Thank you, she answered. That was it. No, you too. No warmth, just polite. I felt it again, that crack. Are you okay? I asked under my breath. She nodded. Of course. Why wouldn't I be? I don't know, I said. You just seem what? She asked, her tone slightly sharper. I hesitated. Nothing, just nervous, I guess. She gave a small smile. Yeah, me too. But it didn't feel like nerves. It felt like distance. The officiant cleared his throat. Shall we begin? I glanced at Liam. He gave me a reassuring look. You've got this. I nodded, trying to believe him. The ceremony started. Dearly beloved, I barely heard the words. I kept looking at Olivia. She wasn't looking at me. Her eyes drifted, once towards Sophie, again and again. Each time, Sophie gave her a small nod. What's going on? I whispered. Olivia didn't answer. Olivia, I said softly. Look at me. She did, but it felt forced. I'm right here, I said. I know, she replied. Then why does it feel like you're already gone? The thought hit me hard. You're overthinking, Liam muttered, quietly behind me. Maybe I was. Maybe this was just stress, but my instincts wouldn't quiet down. The officiant continued. Marriage is a bond built on trust. The word echoed in my head. I looked at Olivia again. Her expression didn't change. Flat. Controlled. Distant. Do you trust me? I whispered suddenly. She blinked. What? Just answer, I said. She paused for a second too long. Of course I do, she said. But something inside me sank. I nodded slowly. Okay, I wanted to believe her. I really did. But for the first time since I met her, I wasn't sure. The room felt colder. The smiles around me felt fake. Even my own heartbeat sounded louder than everything else. Something was wrong. I didn't know what yet, but I could feel it. And no matter how much I tried to ignore it, it wouldn't go away. That was the first crack in my perfect life. The officiant's voice faded into the background as I stood there, staring at Olivia. trying to find something real in her eyes. "Do you, Ethan Cole?" "I do," I said quickly, almost cutting him off. A few people chuckled softly. I glanced at Olivia, expecting at least a small smile. She didn't react. The officiant turned to her. "Do you, Olivia Hayes?" There was a pause. A long one. "Olivia?" he repeated gently. She inhaled slowly. I leaned closer. "Hey, it's okay," I whispered. "Just say it." She didn't look at me. Instead, her eyes shifted to Sophie. Again. That same silent exchange. My chest tightened. "Olivia, what's going on?" She stepped back. Not a small step, a full step away from me. The movement was so sudden that it broke whatever illusion was left. "Wait, what are you doing?" I asked, my voice low but shaking. The room started to stir. People leaned forward. Whispers spread like a wave. Olivia didn't answer me. Instead, she reached into the folder the officiant was holding. "What is that?" I asked. Liam moved slightly behind me. "Ethan, something's off. I can see that." I snapped under my breath. Olivia pulled out a document. My heart dropped. I recognized it immediately. The asset control agreement, the one we signed before the wedding, the one that symbolized trust, commitment, everything we were supposed to build together. "Olivia," I said slowly, "why are you holding that?" She turned, but not toward me, toward Sophie, and then she handed it to her. Just like that, my mind went blank. "What are you doing?" I asked, louder this time. Sophie took the document calmly, like this was planned, like this was normal. "Olivia," I said, my voice breaking, "answer me." She finally looked at me, and for the first time, there was no emotion. "I can't marry you, Ethan." The words didn't hit right away. They just hung there. "What?" I whispered. "I can't do this," she repeated. A sharp ringing filled my ears. The guests started whispering louder now. "Is this real?" someone said. "What's happening?" another voice asked. I couldn't hear them clearly. All I could hear was my own heartbeat. "Is this a joke?" I asked, forcing a laugh that didn't sound like mine. "Olivia, stop. It's not a joke," she said. "Then what is it?" I demanded. "Because this doesn't make sense." She stayed calm. Too calm. "That document," I said, pointing at Sophie. "Why did you give it to her?" "It's already done," Olivia replied. "Done?" I repeated. "What does that even mean?" Sophie spoke for the first time. "It means control has been transferred." I turned to her. "Stay out of this." She didn't flinch. "I'm not staying out of anything," she said quietly. "Ethan," Liam whispered, grabbing my arm. "Breathe." I pulled my arm away. "No, I'm not breathing." "I want answers." I looked back at Olivia. "You planned this." She hesitated. That hesitation told me everything. "You planned this," I repeated, my voice dropping. "It wasn't sudden," she said. "Then what was it?" I asked. "A backup plan? A safety net?" She shook her head slightly. "You wouldn't understand." "Then explain it to me," I snapped. "Right now, in front of everyone. Explain why you're destroying everything." Her expression hardened. "You were safe, Ethan." The word hit me strangely. "Safe?" I echoed. "But you were never enough." Silence, complete silence. It felt like the entire room stopped breathing. I stared at her, trying to process what she just said. "Not enough," I repeated slowly. "I needed more," she said. "More control, more certainty, more than me." I cut in. She didn't answer. That was the answer. I let out a hollow laugh. "So this whole time, what?" "I was just convenient." "You were stable," she said. "Say it properly," I replied. "Say I was easy to use." Her jaw tightened. "Don't twist it." "I'm not twisting anything," I said. "You just handed everything we built to her." I pointed at Sophie again. "And you expect me to just stand here and accept it?" No response. Not from Olivia. Not from anyone. I looked around. Faces I knew. People who came to celebrate me. Now watching me fall apart. "This isn't real," I said quietly. "This can't be real." "It is," Olivia replied, Liam stepped closer. "Ethan, we should go." I didn't move. "I asked you one thing," I said to Olivia. "One simple thing." She stayed silent. "To be honest with me." Her eyes dropped for a second. "Too late." "Was any of it real?" I asked. Another pause, another silence. That was enough. I nodded slowly. "Okay." I whispered. Liam tightened his grip on my arm. "Come on." This time I didn't resist, but before I turned away, I looked at Sophie one last time. She didn't look shocked. She didn't look guilty. She looked prepared, like she had been waiting for this moment. And that's when it hit me. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't sudden. This was planned, every second of it. As I walked away from the altar, the whispers grew louder behind me, but I didn't turn back, because I knew if I did, I wouldn't recognize my life anymore. I don't remember how I walked out of that hall. One second I was standing at the altar, and the next I was outside, the noise behind me fading like it never mattered. "Ethan." I didn't respond. "Ethan, look at me." I turned slowly. Liam stood in front of me, his expression tight, controlled. "Come on," he said, opening the car door. "Get in." I stared at the seat for a second. Then I sat down. The door shut. The outside world disappeared. Silence. My hands rested on my knees, but they didn't feel like mine. Liam got in and started the engine, but he didn't drive right away. "Say something," he said. I let out a small laugh. It sounded wrong. "She chose her assistant over me," I said, staring straight ahead. Liam didn't answer. "I mean, out of everyone," I continued, my voice dry. "That's the upgrade?" "Ethan." "No, really," I cut him off. "I just want to understand. Was I that easy to replace?" "You're not thinking straight," he said calmly. "I'm thinking very clearly," I replied, for the first time actually. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I didn't move. It buzzed again and again. Liam glanced at me. "You gonna check that?" "No. Could be important." "It's not," I said. "Nothing she says now matters." The phone kept vibrating. Finally, I pulled it out and looked at the screen. Olivia. 5 missed calls, messages piling up. "Are you gonna read them?" Liam asked. I shook my head. "What's the point? Closure, maybe." I laughed again. "Closure? She gave that to me already." I turned the phone off and tossed it onto the dashboard. "There," I said. Silence. Liam finally started driving. The road stretched ahead, but I wasn't really seeing it. "Talk to me," he said after a minute. "What do you want me to say?" "Anything real." I leaned my head back. "I feel stupid." "You're not stupid." I ignored everything, I said. Every sign, every moment she pulled away. "That's not stupidity. That's trust." "Same thing, apparently." "No," Liam said firmly. "Trust means you showed up honestly." She didn't. I closed my eyes for a second. "That's supposed to make me feel better." "It's supposed to remind you this isn't your failure." I opened my eyes again. "Then why does it feel like it is?" He didn't answer right away, because there wasn't a clean answer. "She said I wasn't enough," I muttered. Liam tightened his grip on the wheel. "She's wrong. But what if she's not?" He glanced at me. "Don't start that." "I gave her everything," I said. "Time, energy, plans, my whole future." "And she took it," he replied. "That's on her." I shook my head slowly. "No," I handed it over. Silence filled the car again, this time heavier. Then Liam spoke. "Then stop doing that." I looked at him. "What?" "Stop handing your life to people who haven't earned it." I frowned. "It's not that simple. You just don't like how it sounds." I let his words sit for a moment. My whole life. I had built everything around Olivia, every decision, every plan, every version of my future. And now there was nothing. "Now what?" I asked quietly. "Now you decide," Liam said. "Decide what?" "Who you are. Without her." I stared at the road again. "I don't know who that is." "Then figure it out." I let out a slow breath. "For years," I said, "it was always us. And now it's just you," he replied. "That sounds empty." "That sounds free." I turned my head slightly, looking at him. Free doesn't feel like this. It will, he said. When? When you stop looking back. I thought about that. About the altar. About her words. About that moment everything ended. And for the first time I didn't feel anger. I felt clarity. A quiet, sharp kind. I spent so much time choosing her, I said slowly. I know. I never chose myself. Exactly. Something shifted inside me. Not loudly, not dramatically, just enough. I sat up a little, straighter, then I looked at him. Then let's marry. He blinked. What? I gave a small, tired smirk. You said I should choose myself, so let's make a deal. This is your idea of a joke? He asked. Half joke, I said. Half, not. He studied me for a second. Then he smirked back. You're finally waking up. I nodded slightly. For the first time that day, something felt real. Not good, not fixed, but real. And that was enough to start. Days passed, but the silence didn't get easier. It got louder. Eat something, Liam said, placing a plate in front of me. I'm not hungry. You haven't eaten properly in 2 days. I said I'm not hungry. He sighed. You can't just sit here forever. I stared at the table. Watch me. My phone buzzed again. I ignored it. Still her? He asked. Probably. He asked. You're not even curious? No, I said, because whatever she says now won't change what she did. There was a knock on the door. Liam frowned. You expecting someone? I shook my head. He opened it anyway. Ethan here? A voice asked. Yeah, Liam replied carefully. Who are you? Marcus Bell. I looked up. Marcus? He stepped inside, holding a folder. His expression was serious. You look worse than I expected, he said. Good to see you, too, I muttered. He didn't smile. We need to talk. About what? Liam asked. Marcus glanced at him. About what really happened. That got my attention. What do you mean? I asked. Marcus walked over and placed the folder on the table. This wasn't just a breakup, Ethan. I frowned. I know that. No, he said firmly. You don't. Liam crossed his arms. Then explain. Marcus opened the folder and slid a few documents toward me. Look at the dates. I picked one up. My hands felt heavier than they should. What am I looking at? Transfers, Marcus said. Ownership changes. Contract adjustments. I blinked. That doesn't make sense. Those deals were in progress. They couldn't just. They could, he cut in. And they did. My chest tightened. Who authorized this? He held my gaze. Olivia, Sophie, and Daniel Hayes. Daniel Hayes. Daniel, I repeated. Her brother? Marcus nodded. He's been involved from the start. I felt something cold settle in my stomach. No, I said, that's not possible. It is, he replied. They've been restructuring everything for months. Months? Liam said sharply. Yes. I shook my head. No, I would have noticed. You didn't, Marcus said. Because you trusted them. The words hit harder than I expected. I looked down at the papers again. Signatures, dates, everything lined up. This is fake, I said quietly. It's not, Marcus replied. I verified it myself. Why are you telling me this now? I asked. Because you deserve to know the truth. I let out a slow breath. The truth is, she left me at the altar. No, Marcus said. The truth is, she was already gone long before that. Silence filled the room. She used you, Ethan, he continued, emotionally and financially. I clenched my jaw. Stop. I won't, he said. Not if you're still trying to protect her in your head. I'm not protecting her. Then accept it, he said. This was calculated. Calculated, the word echoed in my mind. Every memory started shifting. Every smile, every plan, every I love you. They were all in on it. I asked. Marcus nodded. Yes. I laughed softly, but there was no humor in it. Wow, I said. That's impressive. Heat? No, really, I continued. Months of planning, and I didn't see anything. That doesn't make you weak, Liam said. It makes me blind, I replied. It makes you human, Marcus corrected. I stood up slowly. Where is she? Liam looked at me. What are you going to do? I'm going to ask her one question. Marcus hesitated. Don't expect honesty. I'm not expecting anything, I said. I just need to hear it. When I saw Olivia again, it felt strange, familiar, but empty. You shouldn't be here, she said as soon as I stepped inside. Then tell me to leave, I replied. She crossed her arms. What do you want, Ethan? I held up the documents. An explanation. Her eyes flicked to the papers, then back to me. You already know, she said. I want to hear it from you. She sighed. This isn't necessary. It is for me, I said. Was any of it real? She didn't answer right away. That pause felt longer than anything. Olivia. She looked away. You made it easy, she said quietly. The words landed harder than anything she said at. The wedding. Easy? I repeated. You trusted me completely, she continued. You never questioned anything. So that's my fault, I asked. I didn't say that. You didn't have to, I replied. She stayed silent. That's your defense? I asked. That I loved you too much? Her jaw tightened. You're twisting it? No, I said. I'm finally understanding it. I stepped closer. You didn't just leave me, I said. You used me. She didn't deny it. That hurt more than if she had. Every plan we made, I continued, every future we talked about, it was all part of this? She exhaled slowly. Not at the beginning, but it became that, I said. Another silence. That was enough, I nodded once. Got it. Ethan. No, I cut her off. Don't explain. Don't justify it. I stepped back. I just needed the truth, and now you have it, she said. I looked at her one last time, for a second. I tried to feel something, love, anger, anything, but there was only one thing left, clarity. I wasn't just heartbroken, I said quietly. I was a tool. She didn't respond. She didn't need to. I turned and walked away. This time, I understood everything, and somehow that made it worse. Days blurred together until they stopped feeling like days at all. Open the door, Ethan. I stared at the ceiling. Go away, Liam. You've been in there all day. I know. That's not normal. Nothing is normal, I replied. He knocked again. At least talk to me. I don't have anything to say. That's a lie, he said. You got a lot to say. You're just avoiding it. I turned to the wall. Maybe I don't want to say it. Then sit in silence forever, he asked. Sounds peaceful. It sounds like giving up. I closed my eyes. Maybe I already did. There was a pause. Then I heard him exhale. Fine, I'll be outside when you decide to come back to life. His footsteps faded. Silence returned. My phone buzzed somewhere in the room. I didn't look for it. Doesn't matter, I muttered. None of it matters. I sat up slowly and walked to the mirror. For a second, I didn't recognize the person staring back at me. You deserved this, I said out loud. My reflection didn't argue. You ignored everything, I continued. Every sign, every warning. I leaned closer. You made it easy. The words hit differently when I said them myself. I laughed quietly. She didn't even have to try that hard. My chest felt heavy, but not sharp anymore. Just empty. A knock broke the silence. I frowned. Liam, I said. It's not Liam. The voice was unfamiliar. I hesitated. Who is it? Clara. I froze. Clara Bennett. I barely remembered her. We met a few times through mutual friends. Quiet. Observant. The kind of person who didn't speak unless it mattered. What do you want? I asked. To talk. I'm not in the mood. Good, she said. That means you might actually listen. I almost laughed. You're persistent. Or you're avoiding, she replied. I stared at the door for a second, then I opened it. She stood there, calm, like nothing about my situation surprised her. You look terrible, she said. Thanks, I replied. Very helpful. She walked past me without waiting for permission. Make yourself at home, I muttered. I will, she said, sitting down, because clearly you're not using this space properly. I crossed my arms. If you're here to give me a speech, save it. I'm not here to comfort you. Then why are you here? She looked straight at me. To tell you the truth. I let out a tired breath. I already know the truth. No, she said. You know what they did. You don't know what you allowed. I frowned. What's that supposed to mean? It means, she said calmly, you didn't just get betrayed. You built the situation where betrayal was easy. That's not fair, I snapped. It's accurate. I shook my head. You don't know anything about my relationship. I know enough, she replied. You gave everything without setting limits. That's called love. That's called losing yourself, she corrected. Her words hit harder than I expected. They still made the choice, I said. Yes, she agreed. And now you have won. I laughed dryly. A choice. Between what? Feeling miserable or pretending I'm fine? Between staying like this, she said, gesturing around, or becoming someone they can't touch again. I looked away. They already won. She shook her head. No, they just exposed you to yourself. I went quiet. Right now, she continued, you're not hurt because they left. You're hurt because you don't recognize who you were with them. I swallowed. And who was that? Someone who depended too much, she said. Someone who ignored his own value. That's easy for you to say. I'm not saying it's easy, she replied. I'm saying it's necessary. Silence filled the room. Her words stayed in my head, louder than anything else. For days, I blamed Olivia, blamed Sophie, blamed everything outside me. But this was different. You think this is my fault? I asked quietly. I think this is your wake-up call, she said. I sat down slowly. For the first time, I didn't feel anger, not toward Olivia, not toward anyone, just disappointment in myself. I don't even know where to start, I admitted. Clara stood up. That's the easiest part. I looked at her. How? By stopping this version of you, she said. Right now. She walked toward the door, then paused. If you stay like this, she added, they win twice. The door closed behind her. I sat there, staring at nothing. Then I looked back at the mirror. This time, I didn't speak. I just stood there, thinking, and for the first time since everything broke, I felt something shift. Not pain, not anger, something quieter, something real. That's when I realized this wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning. The next morning, I didn't wait for Liam to knock. I opened the door first. He blinked. You're up. Yeah, I said. Don't make it a big deal. He smirked. I'm making it a huge deal. Shut up, I muttered. You said Jim, right? His expression shifted. You're serious? I don't joke about suffering, I replied. Good, he said, grabbing his keys. Let's go. At the gym, everything felt heavier than it should. 10 reps, Liam said. I can't feel my arms. That means it's working. This feels like punishment. He laughed. It is, but you need it. I pushed through another rep. I hate you. No, you don't, he said. You hate who you were. I dropped the weight and sat up. That's accurate. Then fix it, he replied. 1 rep at a time. I nodded slowly. 1 rep at a time. Later that day, Clara showed up again. You didn't quit, she said. Disappointed? I asked. Surprised, she replied. Not disappointed. I went to the gym, I said. That counts, right? It counts if you repeat it, she said. I leaned back. So what's next? She crossed her arms. Work. I lost most of it. Not all of it, she said. Stop acting like you're starting from zero. It feels like zero. It's not, she replied. You still have skills, connections, experience. I exhaled. And trust issues. Good, she said. Those will keep you sharp. I raised an eyebrow. That's your version of motivation? That's reality, she said. You don't rebuild by thinking. You rebuild by doing. Her words hit differently this time. All right, I said. Then I'll do. The next day, I met Marcus. He placed a file in front of me. This is what's left. I opened it slowly. That bad? It's not good, he admitted. But it's not over. I flipped through the pages. I really let this happen. Yes, he said. But you can also fix parts of it. How? By being smarter this time, he replied. No blind trust. No emotional decisions in business. I nodded. That's going to take some adjustment. Good, he said. You need adjustment. I looked at him. Why are you helping me? He shrugged. Because you're not the first person to get burned, and I won't be the last. Exactly, he said. The difference is what you do next. I closed the file. I'm not losing again. That's what I wanted to hear. Weeks passed, not perfectly, but consistently. Up, Liam said one morning. I'm already awake, I replied. He paused. I'm proud of you. Don't say that, I said. It's weird. He laughed. Fine. I'm less disappointed in you. That's better. Clara didn't go easy on me. You're still hesitating, she said one evening. I'm being careful. You're being scared, she corrected. I have reasons. You have excuses, she replied. I sighed. You really don't sugarcoat anything. No, she said, because you don't need comfort. You need direction. I looked at her. And you think I'm getting there? I think you're trying, she said. That's a start. Then Marcus introduced me to someone new. Ethan, this is Victor Shaw. Victor shook my hand firmly. I've heard a lot about you. Hopefully not the recent parts, I said. He smiled slightly. Those are exactly the parts I heard. I sighed. Great. Sit, he said. Let's talk. I sat across from him, unsure what to expect. Marcus leaned back. I'll let you two handle it. Victor studied me for a moment. Tell me what happened. I hesitated. That's a long story. I have time, he said. So I told him, not everything, but enough. When I finished, he nodded slowly. Pain is expensive, he said. I frowned. What? Pain, he repeated. It costs you time, energy, focus. I've noticed. He leaned forward slightly. Make sure you profit from it. I blinked. Profit. Learn from it, he said. Use it. Build something better because of it. That's easier said than done. Everything is, he replied. That's why most people don't do it. I sat back. And you think I can? I think you already started, he said. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. I glanced at Marcus, then back at Victor. I'm not doing this for revenge, I said. Good, Victor replied. Revenge is short-term. Growth is permanent. I let that sink in. For weeks, I thought about proving them wrong, about showing Olivia what she lost. But now, that didn't feel important anymore. I just don't want to be that person again, I admitted. You won't be, Victor said, if you keep going. I nodded slowly. For the first time, I wasn't reacting. I wasn't chasing answers. I wasn't stuck in the past. I was building something new, something stronger. And deep down, I knew this wasn't about them anymore. It was about me. The first time I heard the news, I thought it was a rumor. Check this, Marcus said, sliding his phone across the table. I glanced at the screen. What am I looking at? Olivia's new company, he replied. Or what's left of it. I frowned. That doesn't look good. It's not, he said. Investments pulled out. Contracts delayed. Losses stacking. I leaned back. That was fast, faster than expected, Marcus said. But not surprising. I crossed my arms. And Daniel, Marcus smirked slightly. Worse. How? He made aggressive moves, he explained. Bad ones. Tried to expand too quickly. No structure. I let out a quiet breath. Sounds like him. He's panicking now, Marcus added. People are backing out. I nodded slowly. And Sophie? Marcus shook his head. She's struggling to hold everything together. I looked down at the table. They really thought they had it all figured out, I said. They thought control meant success, he replied. Silence settled. Between us. You okay? Marcus asked. I thought about it. Yeah, I said. I think I am. You don't sound convinced. I'm just not reacting the way I expected. He studied me. What did you expect? I thought I'd feel something, I admitted. Satisfaction, maybe even relief. And I shook my head. Nothing. Marcus leaned back. That's not a bad thing. It feels strange. It means you're moving on, he said. I didn't answer, because part of me wasn't sure if that was true. Later that evening, Liam tossed me a bottle of water. You've been quiet, he said, just thinking. About them? Yeah. He sat across from me. Marcus told you. I nodded. They're falling apart. And, he asked. I hesitated. It doesn't feel how I imagined. He raised an eyebrow. No evil smile? No, they deserve it speech? I let out a small laugh. No. So what does it feel like? I searched for the right word. Empty, I said. He leaned forward. Empty. Yeah, I replied. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Liam watched me carefully. That's a good sign. Is it? Yeah, he said. It means you're not tied to them anymore. I looked away. I thought I wanted this. He wanted justice, he corrected. Not revenge. Is there a difference? Big one, he said. Revenge needs emotion. Justice doesn't. I let that sit for a moment. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. I glanced at it. Unknown number. Answer it, Liam said. It's probably nothing. It might not be, he replied. I stared at the screen for a second. Then I answered. Hello? Silence. Then a voice I knew too well. Ethan. I froze. Olivia? Yeah, she said softly. I almost hung up. Almost. What do you want? I asked. There was a pause. I just wanted to talk. About what? About everything, she said. I let out a slow breath. There's nothing left to talk about. There is for me, she replied. I closed my eyes for a second. Then say it. Another pause. I made a mistake, she said quietly. The words didn't hit the way they used to. I opened my eyes. No. She hesitated. No, you made a choice, I said calmly. Silence filled the line. I didn't think it would turn out like this, she admitted. That's the problem, I replied. You didn't think. That's not fair, she said. I let out a small breath. Neither was what you did. I know, she whispered. For a moment, I almost heard regret. Almost. It's all falling apart, she continued. Everything we built, I cut in. You mean everything you took? She didn't respond. I'm not calling to argue, she said after a second. Then why are you calling? I just wanted to hear your voice. I looked at the floor. That's not a good reason, I said. I didn't know who else to call, she admitted. I shook my head slightly. That's not my responsibility anymore. I know, she said. Her voice faded. For the first time, she sounded unsure, and it didn't move me. I hope you figure things out, I said. That's it? She asked quietly. That's it. You don't care? She pressed. I paused. Not because I didn't know the answer, but because I wanted to be honest. I don't feel anything, I said. The silence that followed felt heavier than anything before. I understand, she whispered. Goodbye, Olivia. I ended the call. Liam watched me the whole time. Well? He asked. I placed my phone down. She said she made a mistake. And you? I told her she made a choice. He nodded slowly. How do you feel now? I thought about it, about the call, about the news, about everything. It still feels empty, I said. Liam leaned back. That's peace, Ethan. I looked at him. It doesn't feel like peace. It will, he said. You're just not used to it yet. I stared ahead, letting the silence settle. For the first time, I understood something clearly. Karma didn't need me. It didn't need my anger. It didn't need my attention. It worked on its own, quietly. And maybe that was enough. I didn't plan to see Olivia again, but when she texted, please, just once, I didn't ignore it. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I replied, one time. That's it. We met at a quiet cafe. I got there first. I didn't feel nervous. That surprised me. When she walked in, I almost didn't recognize her. She looked smaller, not physically, just less. She sat across from me slowly. Hi, she said. Hi, I replied. There was an awkward silence. She looked down at her hands. Thank you for coming. I said I would. Another pause. You look different, she said. So do you. She gave a weak smile. Yeah, I guess I do. I leaned back slightly. What do you want, Olivia? She hesitated. Can we not start like that? That's the only way this starts, I said calmly. She nodded. Okay. She took a breath. Can we fix this? I looked at her. Really look this time. The confidence she used to have was gone. The control, the certainty, all of it replaced with something fragile. I smiled, but not the way I used. There's nothing to fix, I said. Her expression tightened. Don't say that. It's the truth. She leaned forward. We can try again. We can rebuild. I shook my head slowly. No. Why not? She asked, her voice rising slightly. Because there's nothing left to rebuild, I replied. That's not true, she said quickly. We had something real. I held her gaze. Did we? She froze. That's not fair, she whispered. Neither was what you did, I said. She looked away. I know I messed up, she said. I know I hurt you. That's one way to describe it. She swallowed. I thought I was making the right choice. I didn't respond. I thought I needed control, she continued. Stability, something certain, and I wasn't that, I asked. You were, she said, but I didn't see it that way. I nodded slowly. That's your mistake to live with. Tears filled her eyes, but she didn't let them fall. I still love you, she said. I felt nothing. That was the strangest part. I shook my head. No, I said quietly. You don't, her voice broke. Don't tell me how I feel. I'm not, I replied. I'm telling you what it was. She stared at me. You loved what I gave you, I continued. The stability, the trust, the way I showed up for you. That's not true, she said weakly. It is, I said, because when it mattered, you chose something else. Silence filled the space between us. Sophie is gone, she said suddenly. I didn't react. She left when everything started collapsing, Olivia added, took what she could and disappeared. I nodded once, not surprising. And Daniel, she hesitated. He's not involved anymore. Also not surprising. Her shoulders dropped. Everything fell apart. I looked at her calmly. I lost everything, she whispered. I let that sit for a second. Then I spoke. So did I. She looked up at me. But I rebuilt, I added. The words landed, softly, but they carried weight. She stared at me like she was seeing me for the first time. How? She asked. I thought about it. About Liam, Clara, Marcus, Victor. About every step I took after everything broke. One decision at a time, I said. She shook her head slightly. I don't know how to do that. That's not my responsibility anymore, I replied. Her eyes filled again. I know. Another silence. This one felt different. Not heavy. Just final. Do you hate me? She asked quietly. I considered the question. No, I said. She looked surprised. You don't? No, I repeated. I don't feel anything like that. Then what do you feel? I exhaled slowly. Nothing that connects me to you, I said. That seemed to hurt more than anger would have. I wish I could change it, she whispered. You can't, I replied. Some things don't get fixed. She nodded slowly. I really did lose you, she said. Yes, I answered. No hesitation, no doubt, just truth. She wiped her eyes. I'm sorry. I know, I said. And that's it, she asked. That's it? I stood up. She didn't try to stop me. For the first time, she didn't reach out. And for the first time, I didn't want her to. This wasn't about winning. It wasn't about proving anything. It was about ending something that should have ended a long time ago. I looked at her one last time, then I walked away, and this time I didn't look back. Life didn't suddenly get better. It just got quieter. Mornin', Liam said, tossing me a coffee. Morning, I replied. He studied me. You look less dead today. Is that your compliment? It's the best one you're getting. I took a sip. Fair. At work with Victor, things were different now. Focus, he said. I am focused. No, he replied. You're thinking too much again. I sighed. That's kind of my thing. It used to be your weakness, he said. Now it's just noise. I leaned forward. So what do I do with it? Control it, Victor said. Don't let it control you. I nodded slowly. Still working on that. Good, he replied. That means you're not finished. Clara showed up later that week. You're consistent now, she said. That sounds like a school report. It's a good one, she replied. I leaned back. I'm trying. I know, she said. That's why it's working. I looked at her. You always talk like you already know the ending, she shrugged. Because most people don't change. You are. That confident in me? No, she said. Just observant. I smirked. That's almost a compliment. Don't get used to it. That evening, Liam dragged me out. You're not staying in again, he said. I wasn't planning to. You were absolutely planning to. We ended up sitting near the river. Different vibe from your apartment, he said. Less depressing, I replied. Progress. I nodded. I guess. He stretched his arms. So, are we going to talk about it? About what? He smirked. You know. I laughed. No. Still avoiding feelings? I graduated from avoiding, I said. Now I just don't care as much. That's worse, he said. No, I replied. It's better. He studied me. You're really different now. I had to be. A pause. Then he said, half joking, So, are we still getting married? I laughed. Properly this time. First time in months. You saved me that day, I said. He raised an eyebrow. Me, you didn't let me fall apart completely. He shrugged. No, you saved yourself. I shook my head. You're annoying, but correct. Later, I met Clara again. You're not chasing anything anymore, she said. Is that bad? It's new, she replied. That's different. I sat down. I used to think I needed revenge. And now? Now I don't care what happens to her. Clara nodded slowly. That's growth. It doesn't feel like growth, I said. It feels empty sometimes. That's because you're used to chaos, she replied. Peace feels unfamiliar. I thought about that. You think I'm done changing? I asked. No, she said. You're just starting to choose who you are instead of reacting to who hurt you. That stuck with me. That night, I sat alone for a while. No phone buzzing, no old messages, just silence. And instead of feeling lost, I felt steady. Not happy, not sad, just present. I thought about everything, Olivia, the betrayal, the collapse, the rebuilding. And I realized something I hadn't before. I didn't need her to regret it. I didn't need her to suffer. I didn't need anything from that chapter anymore. Because I wasn't living in it. I was here, now. And for the first time, that was enough. Months passed in a way I didn't even notice. Life didn't feel like a story anymore. It just felt like days stacking on days. Ethan, you coming? Liam called from outside my office. Yeah, I replied. Give me a second. You've been saying that for 10 minutes. I'm coming, I said again. He sighed. Still the same excuses. I smirked. Still the same friend. Work had changed everything. I wasn't chasing anything anymore. I was building. Not fast, but steady. Victor looked at me one afternoon and said, You stopped reacting. I nodded. That's the goal, right? He leaned back. Most people never reach it. I didn't think I would either. But you did, he said. I didn't argue, because he was right. Clara walked beside me after work. You're different, she said. You said that before. Because it keeps being true. I smiled slightly. Is that a good thing or a warning? Both, she said. I looked at her. You always talk like I'm going somewhere. You are, she replied. Where? She shrugged. Away from who you were. That stayed with me longer than I expected. A few weeks later, Liam dragged me to a small cafe. "You need a break," he said. "I am not stressed. You say that like it's true." I sighed. "Fine, I'll sit." He smiled. "Character development. Don't push it." That day, everything felt normal until I saw her, Olivia, at the far corner. I froze. Liam noticed immediately. "You okay?" "I think so," I said. "She's here," he said quietly. "I see her." For a moment, I didn't move, neither did she. Then she stood up, slowly, and walked toward me. "Ethan," she said softly. I looked at her, no anger, no shock, just recognition. "Hi," I said. She swallowed. "Can we talk?" Liam leaned in. "You sure?" I nodded slightly. "It's fine." He stepped back. Olivia stood in front of me. She looked tired, not broken like before, but different. "I didn't expect to see you here," she said. "I didn't expect to see you anywhere." I replied honestly. She gave a small, sad smile. "Fair." Silence stretched between us. Then she spoke. "Do you still love me?" The question hung in the air, simple, heavy. I didn't rush. I didn't avoid it. I just checked myself, inside, and found nothing, pulling me back. "I loved you," I said quietly. Her eyes tightened slightly. "But I don't need you anymore." That was it. No anger, no pain, just truth. She nodded slowly, like she already knew the answer but needed to hear it anyway. "I guess I deserve that," she said. I shook my head. "It's not about deserving." "Then what is it about?" she asked. "Moving on," I said. She looked down. "I thought I could fix what I broke." "You can't always fix everything," I replied. "I know," she whispered. Silence again. This one felt final, not heavy, just complete. "I'm sorry," she said. "I know." I replied again. She looked at me one last time, longer this time, like she was trying to find something familiar, but I wasn't there anymore. Not for her, not in that way. She stepped back slowly. "Goodbye, Ethan." "Goodbye, Olivia." She turned and walked away. No drama, no collapse, just an ending. I sat there for a moment. Then I exhaled. Not relief, not sadness, just release. Liam returned. "You okay?" I thought about it, then nodded. "Yeah," I said. "I am." Later, I stepped outside alone. Clara was waiting near the street. She didn't ask anything. She just looked at me. "You saw her," she said. "Yeah." "And?" I looked ahead. "Not behind. Nothing," I said. She nodded. "Good answer." I started walking. She matched my pace. "You know what's funny?" I said. "What?" I thought losing her would break me. And it didn't. She glanced at me. "What did it do?" I thought for a moment, then answered honestly. "It revealed me." She didn't respond. She didn't need to, because it was true. We walked in silence for a while, and for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like I was escaping anything. I felt like I had arrived, not at an ending, but at myself. And that was enough. The man I became was finally someone I could live with.